two men, and in this case, more specifically, Steve, we're having some very good conversations, and I guess it's next week that a group is coming in, and the week after. So we have a lot of talks going on, and also by telephone. They want to make a deal, and you know why they want to make a deal? Because they're losing their jobs, and because their supply chain is going to hell, and companies are moving out of China, and they're moving to lots of other places, including the United States, and that's not good. That's far worse than they thought. And by the way, in the meantime, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars in tariffs. We're taking in tremendous numbers in tariffs, and we're helping our farmers who got targeted. Now, by the way, China is starting to buy our agricultural product again. They're starting to go with the beef and all of the different things. Pork, very big on pork. But if you look and if you see, and they actually put out, I think, a statement, but they're starting very heavy to buy our ag again. No, they want to make a deal, and they should want to make a deal. The question is, do we want to make a deal?
If USMCA doesn't pass through Congress, is that it for NAFTA?
Well, that would be a shame. Well, I don't want to answer that question, but you know how I feel about NAFTA. I think NAFTA is the worst trade deal ever made, although I also happen to think World Trade Organization was not one of the greats. Not one of the greats. That was the creation of China, which went like a rocket ship from the day they signed. It was terrible. But no, we're going to find out. That's going to be a very interesting question with Nancy and Chuck and all of these people focusing on the witch hunt because they can't beat us at the ballot. They can't beat us at the ballots, and they're not going to win the presidential. We're having great polls. We have internal polls that are fair. Ohio, Iowa, Pennsylvania's looking good. North Carolina, we just won 2 races that a lot of people we thought we were going to lose both those races. One was down 17 points 3 weeks before the race, and he ended up winning by a substantial margin. And Dan Bishop. And then we had a second race, as you know, and he was up 1 or 2 points, and he ended up winning by, what was it, 25 points or some incredible, I'll ask you folks, because I don't want to be inaccurate, otherwise I'll have a front page story. We have breaking news. Trump exaggerated. But he won by many, many points, and he was leading by maybe 2, maybe 3, but he won by in the 20s. So so we're looking great in North Carolina, looking great in Florida. And you had 1 or 2 congressmen, Democrats, saying, listen, we can't beat him at the election, so let's impeach him, right? Didn't you hear Al Green? That's a beauty. He's a real beauty, that guy. But he said very distinctively, it was all over the place. I don't know, they're trying to lose that tape, I guess. But he said, we can't, essentially, he said, we can't beat him, let's impeach him. That's pretty dangerous stuff. Steve, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. You had expressed some concerns about the precedent of releasing the transcript.
Yeah, I don't
Why
like
did you go ahead and do it?
Because I was getting such fake news, and I just thought it would be better. And now they're asking for the first phone conversation, and I'll release that too if it's important to you. But they're asking for, because I had a conversation on a previous election plateau that he had hit. The current president hit a couple of different plateaus, and I spoke to him previous to the call that we released, which was a very innocent call, very, very innocent, very nice call. And as he said, I wasn't pushed. I wasn't pushed, meaning pressured. He wasn't pressured at all. But I don't like the concept of releasing calls, because when a president or a prime minister or a king or a queen calls the United States, you don't like to say, gee, we're going to release your call to the fake news media, and they're going to make you look like a fool. What happens is it's hard to do business that way. You want to have people feel comfortable. So I hated it, but you folks were saying such lies, such horrible things about a call that was so innocent and so nice. In fact, Lindsey Graham said to me when he read it, it was very interesting. He's a good man. He's a smart man. He said, I can't believe it. I never knew you could be this really nice to a person. He said, I cannot believe it. You were so nice. I didn't think you had that in you to be so nice. I was nice. I'm nice to a lot of people. People don't understand that. But I was. But he was shocked that it was such a nice call. And he said, there is nothing here. And all fair people say the same thing. But I don't like the precedent, Steve. I don't like it where you're dealing with heads of state and to think that their call is going to be released. But I felt that, and we spoke to Ukraine about it. Mike actually called up his counterpart, and we spoke to Ukraine about it because it could have been, if they didn't want us to do it, we would not have done it. But he actually said that was a very innocent call. You can release it all you want.
And are you now braced for a long impeachment saga?
Well, I thought we won. I thought it was dead. It was dead. The Mueller report, no obstruction, no collusion. You look at all of the things that happened. Corey Lewandowski was fantastic the other day as a person that they have been tormenting. You look at all the people that they've tormented, all the legal fees. People came here with bright eyes. They wanted to make life so great for other people. And they left where they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees that they didn't have. And it's a sad thing. What these Democrats have done to ruin lives is so sad. I have seen people with only good intention. They came to Washington because they wanted to make the United States and the world a better place. And they went home, they were dark. They got hit by Mueller subpoenas. I think there were 2,500 subpoenas or some ridiculous number. 500 people were interviewed, and yet they don't interview Joe Biden and his son. If you're a Democrat, you have automatic protection. That's years and years of people putting in certain people into positions. But when you look at all of the trauma that these fakers have caused, and the press, look, much of the press is not only fake, it's corrupt. These stories they write are corrupt. They're so wrong, and they know that. It used to be, I used to get great press until I ran for politics. I mean, I used to be the king of getting good press. I was very good at it, and I got good. I mean, they covered me well for what otherwise I probably wouldn't be here. And once I ran, I said, boy, this is incredible. But if you see the way they treat my family, used to be treated great. My family works so hard. The people that work with me, all of these people, they work so hard. They've done such a good, look, we have the greatest economy we've ever had. We have a military, $2.5 trillion. We've rebuilt our military. You don't hear the vets complaining. We got choice approved. It couldn't be approved. But when you see what happened with the viciousness, and when you see little Adam Schiff go out and lie and stand at the mic, smart guy, by the way, stand at the mic and act like he's so serious, and then he goes into a room with Nadler, and they must laugh their asses off. They must laugh their asses off. But it's so bad for our country. People have said, Rush Limbaugh, great man. Sean Hannity said it. A lot of people have said it. Mark Levin. They said they don't know if one man anywhere in the world with all the men they know, or woman, that could handle what I've had to handle. And I think that's true, but I handle it. To me, it's like putting on a suit. All right, how about one more question? Question on the economy. A question on the economy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, Mr. President. VP ITV from Venezuela, Caracas, Venezuela.
Good, wow.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How are you doing over there?
Pretty bad.
Yeah,
Our situation
I would say pretty bad, yeah. Sad.
Yeah. But we are fighting.
And it was one of the great countries, one of the richest countries, not so long ago, 15 years ago. It's incredible.
But we are going to make it.
Right. I agree with that. And we're helping you.
Yeah.
We're helping you.
Yeah, I know. And thank you.
Go ahead.
I have two questions to take advantage of this. Maduro traveled to Russia and Diosdado Cabello to North Korea, two of the most antagonist nations in the U.S. interests. What can be done to contain this? What are they looking for in that country? And because the special envoy, Mr. Abrams, said that the Russians are willing to negotiate it. This is one question. And the other, Mr. President, you say that the socialist is one of the biggest challengers. You said yesterday in the United Nations, but the region is far from safe. Maduro is still a dictator, full in power, and in Argentina and Brazil are under threat about the socialists and populists Are you worried about it?
Well, I just say that socialism will never happen in the United States, can't happen in the United States. And Venezuela, unfortunately, I have to use your country as the example of what socialism can do, how it can tear the fabric of a country apart. Because I know a lot about Venezuela. I've had many friends of mine come from Venezuela. They live, many in Miami. A certain section of Miami, I won't mention the name because they'll say I'm thinking about my business and I'm not. But they are fantastic people and they like your president. They voted overwhelmingly for me. They like what I'm doing for Venezuela. We have Venezuela very much in our hearts and very much in our sights, and we're watching it very carefully. And you know what I would say? We're giving millions and millions of dollars in aid, not that we want to from the Maduro standpoint, but we have to because on a humanitarian, people are dying. They have no food, they have no water, they have no nothing. They're dying, no medicine. The hospitals are closed or don't even have electricity. It's so sad to see. Let me just say that we have it under control. We're watching it very carefully. And we're going to be very, we're watching it very carefully, including other countries that may or may not be playing games. We're watching it very closely.
But you know, if Russia is talking with USA or Guaido, what can you tell about us?
Just put this in the back of your mind. It's all going to be fine. We know everything that you said, and it's all going to be fine. We're very much involved. We very much know what's going on, and we're very much involved. Okay? Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
President Trump wrapping up about 40 minutes there, coming out of the UN meetings, this press conference, dominated, of course, by the president, a rambling opening statement, about 20 minutes, where he clearly seems upset that what he believes are the accomplishments of the administration are not getting covered, and upset with this new impeachment inquiry in the House. I want to bring in Terry Moran for more on this right now. Terry, that was some display of projection there by the president. He accuses his opponents and the press of telling lies.
A recent uptick in crime in one North Side neighborhood. How people living here in this community are working together to fight back.
Gun violence erupted in downtown Indy last weekend. Now city officials taking new steps to make sure it doesn't happen again.
A new initiative aims to get personal in order to raise public awareness about rape and sexual assault.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
And good evening to you here at 5 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Tonight we are learning more about how neighbors are fighting back against a recent rash of crimes on the city's north side.
From thefts to burglaries, people in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood are concerned about their safety, and now they are taking charge. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is working for you, explaining how the neighbors are working together to put a stop to the crimes.
There were some things on the seat that I didn't leave there. Then realized my car had been broken into.
Bridget Clark lives in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood. Like many of her neighbors, she's been targeted by criminals.
Well, they didn't take anything this time, and I don't want anything taken next time. And it's just not acceptable behavior, and this isn't the norm, and we cannot just sit by and just let it happen.
This Ring doorbell video shows a package theft near 40th and Graceland. And according to online data from Metro Police, there have been dozens of crimes that include thefts and burglaries in Butler-Tarkington this month. Bridget is now taking action by reaching out to police and creating a neighborhood crime watch group. It's her effort to put a stop to the crime. The group is meeting for the second time Wednesday night.
This next meeting is really going to kind of solidify our efforts and designate the block captains in order to communicate information to their neighbors and keep people safe, and discuss the crime trends in the area and how we can protect ourselves going forward.
Coming up tonight, all new at 6 o'clock, I talked to the president of the Butler-Tarkington Neighborhood Association, who's lived here in this community for more than 50 years. He's working not only with that crime watch group, but also IMPD to make this community safer. Working for you tonight on the north side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole, thank you for that. Tonight's meeting for Butler-Tarkington neighbors is at North Methodist Church on Meridian. Neighborhood crime watch groups help police by observing and reporting crime. To create a group, at least half of the people on your block must agree to take part. You then schedule a meeting with a crime watch specialist and receive training in home security, reporting skills, and crime prevention techniques. Your crime watch specialist is determined by your police district. We We will put all of this information, including the person you need to email in your district, in this story on the RTV6 News app.
A plan is in place to handle any outbreaks of gun violence in the heart of downtown this weekend. 3 juveniles and 3 adults were shot on Saturday. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez reports.
We're just kind of walking the area, make sure everything's okay.
Mayor Joe Hogsett on the west side.
May I say hello?
On another public safety walk, violence prevention, top of mind, after 6 people were shot on Saturday in downtown Indianapolis. 3 were juveniles.
If we truly need and want to change the trajectory of the lives of young people who choose to use guns to resolve whatever disputes they have with one another, then those interventions don't occur on the night the gun is fired. If we're going to change that trajectory, we need to be involved in that person's young life a year before, 5 years before, 10 years before. That's what will prevent nights from like last weekend from happening.
The walk, a reminder of the role the public plays in reducing crime by engaging police on every corner of the city. Police say, and the mayor agrees, that they need more help from parents to get a better handle on their kids to help them stay out of trouble. The steps to reducing crime become complicated when hunger and poverty are also in the mix. Working for you in Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And the mayor says the increased police presence will include use of bike patrols during Circle City Classic weekend.
No one is hurt after an hours-long SWAT situation on the south side. This morning, IMPD rushed to the 3500 block of South State Avenue. A caller told officers that a man forced his way into the home due to a disturbance from yesterday. Police say all of the people inside the house were able to escape. However, IMPD thought the man who broke in was still inside, so officers were stationed outside the house for hours. When police eventually went in, they did not find anyone inside. New developments, police have arrested a homeless man accused of sexually assaulting a woman on a West Lafayette trail back in July. This is Leandre Williams, as you've seen in the surveillance video police released back in July. The images were taken about 30 minutes before the attack on the Wabash Heritage Trail on July 20th. The victim says she was jogging when Williams grabbed her. Indiana State Police say more than 1.5 million Hoosiers report being raped or sexually assaulted each year.
And today, 2 organizations announced a sweeping new initiative aimed at strengthening state laws against those crimes. Women for Change and the Indiana Coalition to End Sexual Assault are calling the project the Clothesline. It's based on an art piece that transformed a clothesline into a forum for conversation on sexual violence against women. The Clothesline features postcards bearing personal stories from victims. Nearly 100 Hoosiers have already written postcards describing their experiences with sexual assault. Those cards will be collected and shared with lawmakers to illustrate the prevalence of sexual assault in Indiana.
The truth is, addressing sexual violence is very tough because we as a society, we really don't like to talk about it. But we have to, we need to, because we need to have a culture and we need to have laws that support survivors and hold perpetrators accountable.
The Clothesline Project is also being supported by several arts and cultural groups around Indianapolis. Over the next year, you will see art exhibitions, writing workshops, play readings, and many other events. And we have brand new details emerging. We are now finding out there could be much more to a wreck on I-70 where a body was found among the wreckage. Indiana State Police say the 2-vehicle crash happened on I-70 near Post Road on the east side Saturday evening. Investigators say one of the drivers, 27-year-old Devin Anderson of Indianapolis, was found dead. State Police say due to the severity of the crash, officers thought that's what killed Anderson. But on Monday, the Marion County Coroner's Office revealed they found a bullet in Anderson's head. State Police say the driver of the other car, 24-year-old Juan Guerrero Vivas, became a person of interest. Detectives have arrested Vivas on a preliminary charge of murder.
Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative to connect you with job opportunities. And tomorrow, there is a job fair hiring for a major construction project in Indianapolis. You can attend a job resource fair regarding construction opportunities for the new Community Justice Center. The Justice Center will be located on the grounds of the former Citizens Energy Coke site near Prospect and Keystone. The center will include include a jail, a courthouse, the sheriff's office, and an intervention center aimed at preventing offenders from returning to jail. The Community Justice Center job fair is tomorrow from 10 until 2. Again, that's 10 to 2 at Light of the World Christian Church. That's at 4646 North Michigan Road.
It is 5:19 now, and this has turned into a very unusual September day. Why? We actually have some rain on radar. Only on 2 occasions have we had any measurable rain in Indianapolis this month. Let's zip to the northeast, cutting into the northwest portion of Madison County, Alexandria, Elwood, a shower there, anywhere around the Muncie area, and then Portland in Jay County. We slide to the southwest. This is kind of in 3 pieces here. The leading edge may bring a shower soon toward Cloverdale. Then you've got areas along Interstate 70 between Terre Haute and Brazil in Clay County with some downpours. Lightning has been there on occasion, just hasn't been able to sustain itself. You see the impact then of some showers and the cloud cover. Temperature 76 in Lafayette, well, 80 in Indy, 79 in Muncie, 81 in Bloomington. Temperatures the next 24 hours will be the coolest in the entire 7-day forecast. We'll still hang with some showers here through the evening hours till about 11 o'clock. If you're hoping for rain, you may see a shower. Most of us will not, though, so don't get your hopes up too high. Temperature will be down to 68 by 11 as we wind down any rain. Tomorrow, sunshine will dominate. By the time we get to noon, 70 degrees. The afternoon high temperature, 78. We'll be taking the 8 and putting it in front of the 7 as we get later in the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, a comfortable day, wind out of the northwest. That will keep the temperatures down as the warm air starts to return on Friday. A noticeable change. 84, the afternoon high temperature. Rain chances minimal. Ayrshire wind on Friday. It will be strong out of the south and southwest, gusting between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Temperatures starting to heat up, as you can see. And Friday night football looks dry. Temperatures Friday night in the low 80s for the start of the games, falling into the 70s with a touch of humidity as well. Near record temperatures Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Each day, the record high is 89, and you can see we're close to that on each occasion.
All right, set aside some pool time.
If you haven't drained the water.
If you haven't done it yet, right, you still can use it. Thanks, Kevin. Well, it's got suspense, it's got grit, and it's got a new slot in ABC's primetime lineup. Next, we hear how the show could help empower women to pursue roles on and off screen, typically held by men.
From 4:30 to 7.
Welcome back. A familiar face is returning to your television screen tonight, but this time she is solving crimes her own way.
Yeah, Kobe Smulders plays Dex, a private investigator in ABC's new show called Stumptown. It's based in Portland, Oregon, and that's where Dex, a strong-willed and assertive PI, is solving other people's problems while tackling a few of her own. The female lead is strong-willed and assertive, taking on a role typically portrayed by men on TV, and that's a quality Smulders thinks is unique to the show.
I mean, I think we're just lucky enough to be in a time where women can play the same roles that men have been playing. I mean, we've never seen a woman PI. We've seen a lot of male versions. We've seen a teenage girl version, but we haven't seen a woman in this role. And so that's a very exciting thing. This character has been in the world, but a woman has never played it.
You can catch the premiere of Stumptown tonight on RTV6 at 10 p.m. And coming up in the news at 6, hear what her co-star has to say about Colts quarterback Jacoby Brissett. Also new at 6 for you here, if you live in Hamilton County, prepare to have more in income taxes. When, why, and how much it's going up tonight at 6.
Ahead on the Now Indy at 5:30, one Indiana city's war with mosquitoes, the measures city leaders are taking before a dangerous bug virus takes hold in our state.